Hey everyone! TV cannot be on anymore. So it's been a little bit since I've done an actual video. I did do like a crazy little like food video, but I don't know if I'll put that up. There might be cuts of it in this because why not? So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the race. Oh my gosh, I survived. And it was really awesome. Like, the more I think about it, the more awesome the race was. I don't know. It was cool. It's just, I was really happy that it was where I had my first race, my first half marathon. It was great. It went well. I finished in under 3 hours, which I was not expecting. So that was great. I should move this up so I don't have triple chins. The costume stayed on for the most part. There is this great picture. So Disney has photographers on the whole route. Ooh. And you can, you're getting your photos taken, and when you do your official end photo, they send you a certificate, and you have a personalized website, and it's really cute. So I went to look at my little website, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna look at my thing, because I jumped over the finish line, and I was hoping that they got that. Well, there was this, my costume went down in a sweetheart, so I safety pinned it here and here, but I didn't safety pin it here and here, and it started sliding off my shoulders, which works for the character Elsa just fine. But the photo they got is half of my strapless bra is hanging out. I mean, at least it was white and I'm pale, but I was just like, of course my photo would be the wardrobe malfunction photo. Of course it would. But the wig stayed on, my makeup stayed on. Ben Nye final seal. Can I just take a moment? Like, that stuff is amazing. I put it on at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it lasted the whole race. My aunt joked that it looked like I didn't run at all. I mean, it felt like I had run, but it didn't. Perfect. It's awesome. Awesome. Get it. Get it. But more about the race. And, Disney was just, it was a great track. Lots of hydration and medical tent point. Like, spots. Like, this is my first half marathon, so I was just really appreciative that there was all of that. I ran without my headphones and without music. And if I do it again, I would probably not do that again. I'd at least probably have one, and just for the sheer fact that there is a lot of stuff to look at and there is music at certain points, but there's this one stretch of road, and it's like right at the end, because you run over like interstate and stuff, and it's over the interstate, so there's not a ton of music, there's not a ton of like stuff that you can like distract yourself, there's not characters. And it just, at the end, because the last 3 miles is the hardest. I didn't believe people. I believe people now. It's weird because running the race, thinking about it, it's all just kind of magic. Weird. It's very weird. I got to mile, I don't know, 10, and I hit my wall, but it didn't feel like you were running that far. You felt it afterwards, and that was another great thing about the ending. They made sure that you were walking and you cooled down, and we had a really great snack box that had a lot of protein and stuff in it, and the expo was great. I need to order some stuff from the expo just because I didn't have time to get it there. But I mean, Bondi Band, which had like these really cool like arm strap things that I'm gonna invest in. Danny Anderson spoke. I believe that's her name. I don't have the program with me right now, but she was one of the Biggest Loser winners, and she was very inspirational to like listen to, just because the way she talked about health seemed to line up with what I thought about health, like having a goal besides the goal. Like after she won Biggest Loser, she decided I need something else now, and she ran a marathon the next year, and like just having goals. And she has this great thing called Win Your Week, where you try to eat really healthy and stuff like 4 days like do whatever works for you, like 4 days out of the week, and then working up to 7 days. And it's just, I don't know, her talk about like relationship with food and stuff, she was just very interesting to listen to. The whole expo was fun. Like, everything was fun, and it was great to have my aunt down there, and we went to Magic Kingdom, and it was great. I would highly suggest that everyone run a Disney race. And everyone thinks that it's just a half marathon, and it really isn't. It's so not. I mean, when I flew down on Friday. They have the 5K that morning. 10K was Saturday morning. Half marathon was Sunday morning, and that was the end of the race weekend. There were some girls who did, ladies I guess, and gentlemen who did the glass slipper challenge, which is you run the 10K on Saturday and then you run the half marathon on Sunday, which kind of am toying with the notion of doing sometime. Would love to do this race again, but not for a little bit. But the thing is, there's not only a different variety of lengths, but it's so walker friendly. It's so walker friendly. As long as you can walk at 16-minute mile pace, you're good. I was in the last corral, which is like great because I didn't have a race to prove my time, but I kind of wish would have moved up, just because there are so many people who do walking. And Disney race clock doesn't stop. Like, you can't just like pause your like your timer on your bib and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna wait in line for 30 minutes to go take a picture with Snow White, because it adds to the clock. And I didn't care about time, but I didn't take as many pictures with characters because there was no one that I really like felt the need to like wait in line forever for, and B, I was afraid that if I stopped, I was gonna like not move again. I was so certain. But where was I going? Train of thought. It's just a great race. Like, it's a little more expensive than some races, but you're in Disney. And I'd never been to Disney World before. I stayed on the resort. Once again, a little more expensive than I wanted to pay. But here's the great thing about Disney resorts, and people who've been there before are probably like, well, yeah, duh. But I didn't know this, and it's great to know it, like, going into it, because it was a deciding factor. And if you are running this race and you are not sure, like, no, go with the Disney resort, because they pick you up from Florida International. So there's a bus to your airport, or from the airport, and also to your airport when you're leaving. There's tons of busing from not only for the race expo and for the start of the race, and for like getting you to downtown Disney if you're doing the party or Pasta in the Park or anything like that, which I didn't, but maybe next time I will. And it's like to all of the parks, and to Epcot, and to Magic Kingdom, and Downtown Disney, and they run all the time. And they have a service where they can hold your luggage, because my aunt and I, we went to do Downtown Disney on Monday, but we had to check out by 11, and our flight didn't leave until 8:30 p.m. and we didn't need to be to the airport till 6. So we set up our air travel, or our travel to the airport for like 5, and then we checked our bags with bell service and went to downtown Disney, and then just came back and sat by the pool. I mean, it was great. You do need to schedule flight service, like the shuttle service. You can do it online. I didn't know that. When you fly in, you can go to a desk and get your letter, but when you leave, you do need to do it 24 hours before your flight, kind of like check-in for your flight, because you can get, for certain airlines, you can actually get your boarding pass delivered to your room, which is really cool. Trying to think of just more stuff. Like, yeah, just great things. I only have good things to say about Disney. Met some really cool people. I was given pixie dust. I lost it during the race. We'll have to find a replacement. But it was great. Of this woman and her daughter. She runs tons of Disney races, and she was running as Elsa, and I was talking to her daughter who was dressed as Elsa, and I'm like, oh, it's my first race at Disney. And she goes, do you know what that means? And then they gave me a little Tinkerbell and a little bit of pixie dust from one Disney fan to another. I'm like, so great. And I totally want to do another Disney race. I mean, I should see if it's in the budget. It's not even so much the race itself is expensive, because it is. I mean, I'm a struggling actress working 2 part-time jobs, getting married this year. Like, money is the thing. But it's like, but getting there. But it was great. It was fun. And now I have 5 more races. Oh, these are all in Chicago at least. But yeah, I am booked and sealed for 5 more races. So if anyone wants to join me in this craziness, I will be doing the Cinco de Mayo on May 9th. And I will be doing the North Shore Classic 5K on May 31st. I'll be doing the Rock the Night 5K on July 30th. I'll be doing the We Run Bucktown 5K on September 13th. And I will be doing the Hot Chocolate 5K on November 1st. I could have opted to do half marathon and pay more on my race pass, but I really think I would totally run a half marathon again. I will totally run a half marathon again and a Disney race again. But I feel like with what I've chosen to do with my life, like with acting, 1 half marathon a year is probably the safest for me, just because of my weird joints. Like, running short races, like, that's just kind of that's life now, you know. I do that. I ran 2 miles today at my lunch break. I actually ran to the Bean and back. I took a selfie with the Bean. It was awesome. But, you know, that's manageable, and I just feel like running a half marathon is going to put way too much on my joints. But if you want to join ramracing.com, they have all the registration is open for all of the races. You get some really cool t-shirts, and there's stuff to do afterwards and things like that. It's really great. Most of my wardrobe now is going to be running gear. Hey, excited. I have some auditions coming up. I need to work on the auditions. But the question I'm posing to you is, what do you think you can do to push yourself? No, that's not the question. I don't want this just to be a Run Disney recap. I mean, it kind of is. But I guess, what is the thing that you want to do most that you thought you never could do? Because the half marathon has always been my bucket list item, because I hated running. Even when I hated running, I always wanted to do a half marathon to prove to myself that I can do things that I don't like. So I did it and I really like it. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to be running a marathon anytime soon. I think the glass slipper challenge is probably the closest thing I'll ever get to doing a marathon. But what is a goal for yourself that you have always wanted to do, but you just didn't think you could, and why? And I encourage you to do it. It's awesome when you complete it. Like this video, subscribe, follow my blog, go and like me on Facebook. One day I'll figure out the stupid YouTube buttons, but I'm rambling now. So until next time, everybody, keep running strong.